Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Thomas Emmett once again, and I'm here to talk about today the nursing workforce as my passion project, final project for the program. And the main issue here is the lack of nursing staff and shortages, and how can we fix that? That's what I'm concerned about. That's what got me into nursing to begin with, and that's what I've been trying to work on as hard as I can. Anyway, but the National Academy of Medicine, the future of nursing issue here is increasing the nursing workforce and encouraging and recruiting more people to be interested in becoming a nurse and helping to motivate current nurses to stay in the profession, because as we know, a lot of people have left recently with COVID and everything else going on in the world. So my solution is to encourage interest and motivation in nursing. So I tell you a story about myself, why I even got into nursing to begin with. This is my ADN degree was my fourth one, and I had 3 degrees before that, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I knew I did not want to be a nurse, and I'd heard stories about it and how bad it was, and I tried my hardest to avoid it and do other stuff. But I go to school, I graduate and can't find a job, so I go back to school and get another degree and graduate, can't find a job, and I did that 3 times. And then one day I was at the school. I remember I was walking by a flyer or something, and it was talking about nursing and all the different nursing jobs that there are. And so I went online and started looking at the local hospitals, and at the time I was looking at a physical therapist assistant job, and I would see maybe one of those in a whole hospital, but then I'd see like hundreds of nursing jobs. And I did that everywhere. I started checking all over the place, and it was the same thing. So it didn't matter what it was, if it was a therapist or a speech or just anything medical related. You'd find one job here, find one job there, but then there's hundreds of nursing jobs, and with nursing working first and second and third shift and 7 days a week, and you had 3-day-a-week jobs, and you had 2 days and 5 days, and you could work at hospitals and schools and nursing homes and doctors' offices and all over the place. And I couldn't believe the number of nursing jobs that there were out there. And so that's what did it for me after many years of trying to figure out what to do and all that. I went with nursing, and it was the hardest program I ever did in my life, but I survived and I got the job, and now I'm doing the BSN. I've also survived this one, not as bad as the first, and that's where we're at. So for me, nursing is the only job there is. I was against it my whole life, and I couldn't handle blood and vomit and changing diapers and all that, but I guess just at the time of seeing all the jobs there were, I just decided that was for me. And if anybody ever asks me, what they should do or what's a good job to do, that's the only thing I can tell them. I mean, I tell people they can do whatever they like and all, but a CNA or a nurse or LPN or anything related to that, I would encourage anybody to do that anytime. And I got a lot of good reasons for that. First reason is that nursing has a good pay. It does, compared to a lot of things, a lot of the stuff that I used to do. Nursing, I mean, you're not going to get rich off of being a nurse, but you get good money and you got good opportunities. You can be a travel nurse, you can work anywhere, so they offer incentives and bonuses and all that to increase your pay. And so it's a pretty good deal with the amount of pay. And then, of course, job opportunities are all over the place, anytime, any place. You can work them, compared to other jobs that are like a Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 thing, and that's all you got. So nursing's all over. Education's all over. A lot of schools now are having all these programs, these online programs you can increase, like LPN to RN or RN to BSN, and so they're pretty much making it really easy to move up and be a nurse, and that's a good thing, I think. And nursing is the only job in the world, I believe, that you can actually quit one day and have a new job the next day, compared to having to wait weeks and months and years and searching and applying and stuff. I mean, nursing, you can do that. You can't do that with everything else. Job opportunities all over the place. As I said, I mean, it's hard. It's not an easy thing, as we know. The nursing program's not easy. It's hard to get in. It's hard to pass. It's hard to pass the test. But once you do that, you can find a job and you'll be all right. So, I mean, the jobs aren't easy, of course, but still, no job's easy, really. And, you just got to stick with it, is what I'm saying. And still, compared to all the difficulty and the time it takes, it's still worth it to me more than anything else. And the nursing shortage, I think, has always been around, and it's probably always going to be around. It don't matter what we do or how hard we try, and there's always going to be a need for it. People are always going to be sick. They're always going to need doctors and nurses and medical care, and it's unavoidable. Even if they try to live healthy and be healthy, they're still going to have issues and need surgeries, and they're going to need care, and it's just no way around it. So there's always going to be a need for nurses. And the biggest thing in the last few years was COVID. It's done a lot to us. It's made it harder to become a nurse. It's made it harder to stay as a nurse. A lot of people are tired. They got tired. They quit. They had enough. They got burned out. They just couldn't handle it anymore. And every time a nurse leaves, it makes it harder it might make it easier on them because they can get away, but it makes it harder on the rest of us, and it increases the shortage even more, and that just causes more people to quit. And I've survived all the years of COVID, and I know a bunch of people who have, even though it's hard, and I know people are still tired and they're worn out, and they don't feel like the amount of work that they have to do matches the benefits and the pay and everything, because our load has increased and it's continued to be that way. And I don't know where we're going with that, but we'll find out. But I did find in one article, there's a lot on COVID these days, and I do like that. I found a lot in the last few classes, that about a third of the nurses at the moment are experiencing burnout, mostly from COVID. And not only does that make them quit and not work as hard or not be as motivated anymore, but it increases errors. It makes them tired, they're worn out, they're not motivated, and they make errors, whether it's medication or patient issues or charting issues or whatever. It's easy to do when you're tired and you're worn out and you're just having a hard time and you're not really happy about being at work. So there's a lot of research on that right now. COVID's changed a lot, but I just still like to encourage people to at least become a CNA. It's basically equal to nurse, except the pay's less with the job opportunities. And then, if people want to move up and be other things, that's fine too. And I just encourage people to stay in school and CNA, nurse, go for it if that's your kind of thing. It's not for everybody, I know, but for those who can handle it, I would never. I've got other degrees, but I would never do anything else. I like my setup and everything's perfect, and I like my job, and I'm staying where I'm at. And I just hope that more people will see it and join us and be with us, because we need them all. So that's it. This is Tom Semet, and this is my passion project, and hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time.